Stay out of mine, but get your own in line. Need to stay out of mine.
This is part 2 of the understanding the OEM versus your aftermarket car alarms. So that way you can get an idea of the pros and cons between both, so you can actually better protect yourself from these little knuckleheads like this. So when it comes to those aftermarket alarms, the LED lights may be in different locations for these thieves to recognize that it is truly an aftermarket alarm. So as you can see from this vehicle, it's right here on the driver's side near the top where you can see it flashing. But if you look at a vehicle like this, it's in the middle of the console with a blue light flashing. Problem with this aftermarket is every time you touch the handle, you're going to hear that alarm chirp. What if you want it to be out the house without anybody knowing? Most aftermarket alarms come with a shock sensor, so if you tap it, you'll get a chirp warning, but if you hit it hard enough, the full alarm will go off. Another cool feature of the aftermarket alarm is if you happen to have the vehicle in remote start mode, but you forget to unlock the door for some strange reason, the alarm goes off completely when you open that door. Aftermarket alarms come with a valet switch, which allow you to change certain functions of the alarm. A great feature is being able to activate the remote start after the vehicle's already running, just in case you forgot something in the house and you want to be able to set the alarm without turning the vehicle completely off. Amazing convenient feature was the fact that this Viper car alarm system was able to control multiple vehicles by reprogramming the buttons. But you also have to keep in mind that if you have a keyless entry or a key fob vehicle, you're going to have that key fob plus the actual alarm to be able to control the vehicle, to be able to turn it on and off. Another cool thing is these aftermarket alarms are completely upgradable. There's so many options, such as a two-way remote alarm system that tells you that your vehicle is on and off, and even checking diagnostics. So you have plenty of options. Let's get back to the OEM standard factory alarm. And let's find out what happens when you remote start the vehicle and you attempt to get inside of the vehicle while it's running. So we can see that the alarm starts going off and the vehicle will then shut down. Corvette, we're going to run the exact same test. We'll let the windows down so we'll have access to try to open the doors as though your window was broken or that your door was unlocked. Woo. That cold start. Corvette is a unique device for us to be able to find out what happens with the remote start running and we try to open the door, because the doors are electronic. So I have to reach inside the door and pull the emergency hatch. Now to date, the most disappointing factory alarm has been this Ford Explorer. So we're going to do the exact same thing. Let's remote start the vehicle and find out what happens when you unlock the door while the vehicle is running. Make your vehicle smart. You hook that up to your home security, and now your house will go off just like this. So for this experiment, we're going to leave this door open, go back in the house. So when we look at the hub again, it shows that my truck door is open. There was motion in my front door, and that front door is still open right now. So to sum it up, you have to determine what's important to you. With the OEM, you only have to deal with that one remote key fob, and depending on your car manufacturer, you may even get an app. But you won't have that shock sensor, however. Still, you can consider it an add-on shock sensor like I showed you in my first video that attaches to your hood latch. Or you can go completely aftermarket, which can start getting a little pricey when you consider all the add-ons you need to make it effective to function with your car. But the possibilities can be amazing. However, with anything aftermarket, occasionally you may have to deal with aftermarket problems and even inconvenience, such as carrying around extra key fobs and dealing with aftermarket issues when the components don't talk to the vehicle properly all the time. And remember this, you do not want to invest in a remote start without the alarm and starter key, and that'll just jump your pricing up a few $100s. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.
They gonna like this one, man. Yeah.